The traditional British summer break is fast becoming a summer breakdown. Cancelled flights, delayed baggage, holidays in ruins.
Should have been in Malaga by now.
Rob and his wife Samantha were due to be celebrating their anniversary in Spain's Costa del Sol.
When we found out the flight had been cancelled, we were incredibly disappointed. We had restaurant bookings, we had various things planned during the course of the weekend, all of which obviously was completely ruined. And our initial thought was to simply go back home and have a celebration in the UK. Obviously, it was a very special weekend that we'd organised, planned various things in Malaga, and incredibly upset and disappointed.
A further wave of cancellations is expected ahead of a government deadline on Friday, part of what's been called a slot amnesty. At airports like Heathrow, flight traffic is governed by a strict system of takeoff and landing slots. In a typical week, Heathrow might have something like 9,680 slots, or 690 departures a day. Of those, British Airways owns more than 50%. The next biggest airline, Virgin Atlantic, only has 4%. But crucially, if an airline doesn't use its slots, it must hand them back.
They're highly prized. I mean, at Heathrow, they change hands when they very rarely come up for millions of pounds. And so airlines don't want to give up these slots. And so often they will commit to running flights which they can't feasibly operate. But this is a temporary measure, and the government is saying, we'll give you an amnesty on those slots, we'll hand them back to you at the end of the summer season, so you won't lose them in the long term.
Aside from Friday's deadline, the wider causes of the airport chaos are complex. The primary issue is disruption from the pandemic. Having cut jobs when air travel was shut down, the industry has been slow to fill them again in time to meet surging demand. Airlines like EasyJet and Ryanair have blamed Brexit and the UK's stricter immigration rules, something the government rejects. And then there's the prospect of looming strike action, which threatens to make matters a great deal worse. This weekend, strikes by EasyJet and Ryanair staff have brought airports across Europe to a standstill. And British Airways staff at Heathrow have just voted to strike at some point in the summer. So if you are planning a holiday, the best advice might be to, in the words of your cabin crew, brace, brace. Matthew Thompson, Sky News.